and we are doing the analysis. If you have any questions, please feel free to barge in. So welcome all. Thanks for joining. In our analysis session, we do the analysis of the North American market indexes and take the stocks which are requested by members already in the Google spreadsheet, or also we are open to any stocks from members who are on the call. If there are any specific questions based on the analysis, or if you would like to add your views, please feel free to add whenever you feel so. And any additional stock request, you can either add in the Google spreadsheet or in the chat, or feel free to unmute and ask us, and we'll be happy to include. So let's begin with the TSX index analysis. And for TSX, in the coming week, we'll see how it trades. Looking at the daily chart, if you look very closely, the last candle is called Gravestone Doji with a very small red body. This indicates the market is bearish and stocks on TSX could go further down. Williams R indicator is downward. The CCI is slightly curved up, but other indicators are indicating a downtrend. And if you look on the weekly chart, the weekly chart shows that it took support on EMA 10. However, the indicators, especially if you look here, CCI and Williams R, are in overbought region. So expecting correction on TSX looks to be the possibility in the coming week. On MACD, the histogram, if you look closely, green histograms are reducing in height, which again is in line with the downtrend that we can expect on the weekly chart. Vivek sir, would you like to comment anything?
Also, if you look at the volume is falling off. It is reducing in size. So weekly TSX is definitely looking for a correction down. But I would look at the 20 EMA as 20 moving average as a strong support for it to bounce back from there. So our first target would be 2020 SMA, which is the mid Bollinger Band, which is actually at what?
About
21,290.
Yeah. So about 500 points.
500 points. But then don't expect that within 1 week. I would say 2 weeks time. But yes, geopolitical scenario, news, and if you look at the daily chart also, you will see something similar. So daily chart, the histogram is turning smaller but into positive direction. But Williams R and CCI is falling down. So it is going to lose its momentum in falling, but it will fall definitely. It will lose its momentum in falling, but it will fall. And even the volume in daily chart is reducing. Number one. Number two, something very important which I realized is Bollinger Band is going into a squeeze. Bollinger Band has just entered the squeeze. And your price is already at the mid Bollinger Band level, if I'm not mistaken, or below the mid Bollinger Band.
Yeah.
It is below the mid Bollinger Band. It's a gravestone. So, first attempt targeted. Can you look at the hammer, green hammer, which is formed about 70 left to your right? Yeah, this. What is the low there? 21635. So First target is 2165.
And that's close to EMA 50.
Yes. So first target 21650, that's 200 points down. And that you can expect within the next week or so. So yes, bearish trend to continue. I think we will also be, when we analyze Nasdaq, you will realize this better.
Yes. So in Nasdaq, in fact, if you look at the last session, it's a red Maru Bazu, almost a bearish engulfing candle.
Yes.
It gave a green candle on Wednesday, but that was engulfed by the last session, and indicators are downward. The sell volume was higher, in weakness.
If you look at it very carefully, Thursday, it did try to close up. Wednesday and Thursday tried to close up to fill the gap, but the selling pressure has brought it back down on Thursday evening, almost to the low of the week.
Yes. And if we look on the weekly chart,
almost near the low of the week.
yes, it has closed lower than the previous week.
Yeah.
And even on the week, yeah.
All in all, I would say a negative week expected because of geopolitical reasons also.
Very true. So although it closed at a weekly support, that's where the Nasdaq closed. However, whether it takes this support and reverses, that is, it seems less likely or less probable looking at the daily chart. There is a small gap which was sort of closed by this week, but it was not strong. So we can expect this gap to be filled in the coming week.
Yes. And even the support trend is on the above the price. So the negative support trend is always there. The price is bearishly biased.
Yes. So both daily and weekly trend, even for Nasdaq, is bearish. The indicators and even looking at the volume is bearish.
I won't be surprised if it opens gap down Monday.
Yeah.
You are showing volume. No.
Volume on daily chart has
volume is not much. I think average, it is just below the average.
Yeah, on daily sell volume on the last session was almost at the average, but slightly higher than the buy volume on Wednesday. Because it was a short week, it closed with a more sell volume.
Yeah.
And similar to Nasdaq 100, we see the similar pattern for all the stocks on Nasdaq. So the trend remains the same. And if we look at SPY, it's exactly similar to the NDX. So both these indexes are showing a downtrend in the coming week. A further drop is on the charts. So
yes, even SPY is the same scenario.
Right.
A drop down, a drop is expected.
Yeah. It took support on 200 EMA for SPY, but because of this sell volume, as you said, that we could possibly see a gap down opening as well. But a further drop is definitely on the charts.
Yeah, it's on the cards.
Right. So same thing applies for Dow Jones, which is requested by Utkarsh. And although it had opened on the mid Bollinger Band and gave a small wick up, the market pulled the price down. 200 EMA is further down at 343, and in the aftermarket it was at 344. So expecting further down even for Dow Jones is clearly visible here. So all three indexes for US markets are indicating bearish trend in the coming week. Vipul or Aditya, anything you would like to add, or you have any question?
No, nothing from my end, Kamal. I'm good.
No,
Thank you.
nothing from me.
Okay, great. So let's just quickly cover Bitcoin as well. So if we look on the weekly chart, from past 2 weeks, it has been on downtrend. Even the new week, which has started today, we can clearly notice the lower Bollinger Band is further down, close to 34,200. So currently it is at 4,200. So a drop of around 6K is possible, although it may not happen immediately in this week. It may take a couple of weeks, but downtrend even for cryptos for another 2 to 3 weeks is on the chart. If you look on the daily chart as well, it actually took resistance at EMA 5. Although EMA 5 follows it closely, it couldn't even go up to EMA 10 and is going downtrend. The indicators are flat but downward, indicating weakness. So even crypto market in this week, we can expect to be on downtrend. We have few requests on our Google spreadsheet. So we have already covered Dow Jones and Nasdaq. Nitya had requested about RICO and SPC in the last week. Let's just quickly cover before we take Sajad and Sidra's new request. So unlike the market trend, this is on TSXV, which is another index in Canada. This stock has been in uptrend, and even the last candle, it is sort of dragonfly doji, which has bit of body as well, and we can easily expect it to go up to EMA 200, which is 6.23, at least on the daily chart, although it's in the overbought region, but still there's at least few cents of uptrend still there. And if you look on the weekly chart, it is currently at the mid Bollinger Band with a good green candle body. So if Nitya, you are already on it, or if someone is interested to enter this, the next target could be 6.7. The first target should be 6.23, and then next target would be 6.75. And the super trend is at 7.38. Vivek sir, would you suggest to look for target to a 6.75 or the super trend?
I would look at 6.75 only because it's a very, very Bollinger Band is squeezing. It was already squeezed earlier. It is squeezing further. So can you take a weekly chart on a longer duration? I mean, I can just span out. That's it. You look at the consolidation happening now. The last almost about from November onwards, the price is all in one small range from November to today. Yeah, right from here. After the red Marubazu, the fall, it is within a small narrow range.
Yes.
So that's the price consolidation happening over here. If it breaks out on the upper Bollinger Band, then your super trend will not take even half a day to come below and come into positive territory. But it has to break out above the recent high, which is as good as 6.85 years. So if it crosses 7, it's a sure shot buy. If it crosses 7, it's a buy for a target of about 10.5 or 11.
The gap down which had a small week, which had a weekly week.
Gap will get covered. 7 to 9 gap will get covered, but the target is straight 10.5 or 11. 10.5 and 11.
So this looks good to hold for some time. Yeah. Okay. So we'll move on to the next, which is SPCE. On the weekly trend, the mid Bollinger Band is downward. The good thing is lower Bollinger Band is curving up. So we are seeing consolidation here. It seems to be taking support at this level of 8.4. This has been a strong support on the weekly trend. If we look at the daily chart as well, so 8.27 and close to 8.27 has been the strong support for SPCE. Although the Williams R and CCI has turned downward, so following the Nasdaq trend, it would be better to wait for few days in this week and see if it takes support near the lower Bollinger Band and reverses up. Buy near 8.2 or 8 with a stop of 6.5. Low here is 6.7 with a stop of 6.5 for the first target of around 9.5, or even the super trend at 10, and second target at upper Bollinger Band, which is 10.84. The weekly upper Bollinger Band is curving downward, although the three EMAs are above, but it could take time. Once it reverses, then those could become the resistance for holding for higher targets. Vivek sir, do you disagree with this or?
No, I mean, no further. I think this is good enough.
Okay.
Your analysis is good.
Thank you, sir. So let's now take shop, although we did touch. So during the class which we had, we did touch shop. But for everyone, let's cover shop again. So Shopify, this we are looking on NYSE. If you look at the last session, it has formed a bearish engulfing candle. There's a gap here, which is at 8 from 580 to 855. This candle up here about low here was 567 and the open here was at 518 or 520. So definitely this gap looks possibly it could close this week looking at the Nasdaq trend as well. And further down at 510, it had taken support 3 times earlier. So if the bearish trend is strong and the sell volume is higher, it could reach at 515, 520 as well. Although the indicators are already in oversold on the daily chart, closing of this gap looks highly probable. The further downtrend would depend upon how the volume is, sell volume is. If you look on the weekly chart, it's a continuation of downtrend. The indicators, especially CCI and RSI, are downward. They are not in oversold region yet on the weekly chart. And same would go for the shop on TSX. On TSX, the weekly support is close to 700. It is currently at or 685. It is currently at 730. On daily chart, the last red candle has engulfed the previous green and is although touching the lower Bollinger Band, but the lower Bollinger Band has turned downward and even the mid Bollinger Band has turned downward. The super trend is indicating a further drop. Vivek sir, would you like to add anything?
I think last week also we discussed Shopify and we had the same thing. And if I'm not mistaken, we were also discussing the support and resistance levels, which is around the current price, at around 680 or 660.
Yeah.
So I think I had given you last time also that anything which is buy at around 700 or 675 with a stop of 625, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
This is TSX or this is NY?
This
Nasdaq.
one is on TSX.
Yeah. So then, yes, I remember this. I remember giving you a figure of keeping a stop of 625 or 600, somewhere around that, and buy around 675 or 660.
That's right. So buy at around,
Because it may not touch 654, because that was it's a support zone on a weekly as well as monthly support. If you draw your support lines, you will realize in the past this has taken a very strong support at 660, 650 around that time. So that is why it's a very strong buy.
that's right. Yeah. It was previously resistance, which is now a support at
Support,
650.
yeah. Yes. So anything around 650, 660 would be a good buy price. Small 10% stop loss. 10% stop loss. So at about 600 or 620 stop loss, and upside target is definitely big on.
Mid Bollinger Band is around 840. That could be the first
You can look for a target of 850 or 960, 950 very comfortably.
Yeah. Right.
And that could take, if you're talking about an upward rally, yes, another about 2 to 2.5 weeks. So about 12 to 13 working days, the bounce should give you up to about 850 or 800 at least.
Yes, and there's also a news about Shopify that they could do a split 10:1, and that split is scheduled at the end of June. So
might as well encash that and take a far call for about 1 week or 2 week expiry before the split. Take a
Yes.
call because this will split up, and before the split, this will move on.
That's right. Even I am expecting once
They
the,
may be asking for options on Shopify.
yeah, even I am expecting that if the split is confirmed, we could expect a jump, and that could be a very good profit in very short time. So if we look at the options around
Just
7,
look at around May end or May end options.
yes,
Option expiring May end.
yes, sir. I'm looking at 27th May.
For a price value of about 750 or 750.
Currently, we are at, because this is for US market, so the target would be around, let me just back on,
So keep it for a strike price of 700.
yeah. So if we look at 700 strike, the this is,
Sir, current market price is what, 570, no?
yes, 580, 579.
570 or 580.
Yes.
Then how come we were watching it at 650? That was for TSX.
Yes, that was TSX.
All right.
And for Shopify on NYSE, which has options, the super trend is at 683.
Yeah, so keep it, take a strike price of 700.
Right. So
For May end.
yes. The last price is 31 for May
This is for what
27.
price? 700. 31, yeah.
Yeah. And if we look at little nearer, expiries, 700 strike, yes. So we see a high open interest here for 700 strike, and the premium is 15.6, close to 1560. So 20th May expiry, even
Yeah,
going for,
so a bid and ask is 1510 and 1560. So anything at about 1450 would be a good price to buy. Because if it dips on Monday, it will give you a chance to buy at a lower level. So say about buy at around 12 or 13. Because now I have to see the option chart for this. Can you open the chart for this in options? The
yes.
premium, the chart.
Yes, sir. So this is the premium chart. So let me just expand this. So
Definitely on the way down.
yeah, the low here was 1680, and this one was 1749. So obviously with time expiry, it could go further down.
Come lower down. It will come lower down. So if it's currently at 1510 or 1530, look to buy around 13 or 12.
Okay,
It should take a dip down.
right. And if it reverses, the target
If it
could
reverses, then
easily
you
be,
can buy it immediately.
yeah,
If you see the price reverses and goes up, currently at 1562, if it crosses, let's say 20, I would buy it immediately.
yes,
Not 36, but at 20. The high of the previous second last candle, the green candle next to it, high of this.
is 27.
Yeah. So at around 2025, I would buy it immediately for an upward target.
Yeah, and I'm thinking if we buy around 15, we can expect 100% return at close to 30.
Yes, you can. And again, there's a gap which can get filled in.
Yes. Vivek, are you okay with this? You have any question?
I'm totally fine, man. I will set a call or order soon.
Yeah, so let's keep a close watch on the Shopify reversal. As soon as we see reversal on the stock chart, we can take a long
Then
call.
you take a call, a naked call, but
Yes,
take
sir.
it for May end, not immediately.
No, sir.
Take a
Yes.
long naked call in Shopify for May end,
Okay, sir.
because that gives you almost about 22 days of May and 10 days of April, 32 days of trading days, which is enough for time for you to get good profit margins on Shopify.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
And your investment on a naked call will, at about 15 or 14 or 13 will not be much.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Chalo, good. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's a good opportunity coming in this week with Shopify. And since Imran had asked for stock, it would apply the same. You could look for similar target levels close to 700. Now, okay, so let's quickly cover XBC and then take Lucid is already covered. So XBC on, I think, and he will be interested in the one on TSX. So it was on uptrend. It had touched the upper Bollinger Band at close to 2.6. Now, seems based on the last candle, the correction has started, profit booking has started. It was in overbought region and is now taking correction. So this gap up could get closed in the coming week. As we saw the TSX index as well, we are expecting some correction. So XBC could follow the TSX trend as well. If you are already on it, it would be good to book profit or have a stop loss at either low of this, which is 2.32, or even the open. Yet 2.3 could be the stop loss, or you could close at the start of the market open on Monday. Yeah, even on weekly chart, it almost touched the upper Bollinger Band and is in narrow squeeze. So could go on correction for some time. So would be better to book profit and wait for it to re-enter if it takes support near the mid Bollinger Band, which is close to $2. Going forward, we have already discussed Lucid during the class for Sajid. So let's take HYMC. It's a mining stock, and as we discussed the analysis of Bitcoin during the analysis of indexes, you could expect HYMC to follow Bitcoin trend, which is bearish. So expect it to drop down further as well, although it has been consolidating for close to 2 weeks now within this narrow channel, and could take support at EMA 200 at 1.84. But it all depends. If the Bitcoin trend is strong bearish, it could break EMA 200 support as well. So if you are already on it, it would be better to have a stop loss under 1.85, probably around 1. This is at super trend is at 1.63. So better to have a stop loss at 1.6 if you are already holding. If you are planning to enter, wait for it to drop down, see if Bitcoin is continuing on further bearish trend. A good buy price would be after it closes this gap, and that is indicated by this EMA 100, which is at 1.25, which is about 75 cents lower than the current price, and could take time to reach that level. On weekly chart, EMA 10 is at 1.44, which is another 50 cents lower. So both daily and weekly chart indicates bearish trend. Doesn't look good time to at least enter. If we are on it, it could be good to close the position and wait, or at least hold with stop loss. Now let's just quickly touch TQQ, although we have already covered QQQ, where both me and Vivek sir and also Girish sir had also shared his analysis that we are all expecting downtrend, bearish trend. EMA 200 on weekly chart is at 39.49, which is way further down. But because it follows the Nasdaq 100 stocks, which includes top tech stocks, if the market reverses, this reversal could be very fast and steep. So at this point, I am not in favor of buying a put at this level, because it is already in the oversold region, at least on Williams R and CCI. I would rather prefer to wait and see when it reverses. Once there's the confirmation of reversal, then take a long position or a call. Vivek sir, what's your view?
I think we already covered that.
Great.
We already covered.
Great. So
You have to do Tesla also.
yeah, I'll take Tesla as well. So let's take Tesla before we take last two requests from
Is
Sidra.
Sidra on call?
Sidra is not on call. Actually, she had joined, but probably because of time zone difference, she joined at a different time.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so about Tesla, again, even on Tesla, if you look, it has a body, but still it kind of formed a gravestone, sort of gravestone doji candle, which indicates it could easily drop further. EMA 200 is at 888 almost, and EMA 100 is at 948. We are expecting Nasdaq to go further down, and Tesla going down could actually be in line with the Nasdaq trend, and Nasdaq could go down because of Tesla further dropping as well. So especially for Tesla, expecting bearish trend in the immediate at the start of the week. On weekly chart, it formed a gravestone doji, although the body was green, but still the mid Bollinger Band is further down. Super trend is at 1138. Sorry, super trend is at 843, which is about 60 and about $40 further drop. So in fact, if Vivek, if you are keen on taking put, $40 put for Tesla if you want to immediately take, or rather wait for reversal. I'm yeah.
Yeah, that's what something I was asking Vivek sir as well, whether to enter Tesla.
I'm so sorry, I could not respond to you.
That's fine, sir.
Actually, my laptop was all in a mess.
No problem, sir.
You want to enter to buy, right?
Sir, not at all in a rush, sir, because options.
But you want to
is,
buy or you want to buy a put?
Yes, sir. Tesla put. I was thinking, sir.
So put on card. You're on a day chart. All right. 2 or 3 things. Number one, RSI, Williams R, CCI, MACD.
All down.
All down, and MACD is clearly curving down with no signs of reversal. MACD is clearly curved down, and histograms are also going to rise. They will not. There is no curvature happening. The only thing which is irritating me now on Tesla is your mid Bollinger Band is rising, and there is a Bollinger Band squeeze happening. Do you see that, Vivek?
Yes, sir.
The Bollinger Band squeeze is happening, and the mid Bollinger Band is still rising. It is not. That is the only thing which is.
That's okay, sir. I can wait. I don't have any.
No, I'm trying to figure out. Kamal, can you take this on a weekly chart? So proper buy, Vivek, would be around 800. 800, around 800 or 780.
Mhm.
This is for long position.
This is for long position. This is for long position. I mean, because I'm expecting it to come down anyway, no?
Yes.
What is the last candle like?
Sir, on
You can remove your
weekly
curse
chart.
or gravestone.
Yes.
Gravestone.
Yes.
Then it's very clear, Vivek. 800 or 780, 770. So you could either take a put for again May expiry, May end.
Okay.
Take a May end expiry for 800.
Okay.
Strike price 800, May end expiry.
Okay, sir.
Or even I
Just
was
check it
thinking,
out.
yeah, this super trend 840 to be even safer.
Yeah, minute it's already at it's knocking the doors of the 2020 SMA.
Yeah.
It's 840 target. Strike price.
For put.
Either 840 or
840 put.
840 May. No, this is 13th May. 27th May. 27th May. This is 20th May.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just looking at the open interest. So we are looking at put.
Still up.
Yeah, 840 is 850 is having 9,000.
850 would always have more because it's a round figure.
Yeah.
Or look at even 800, about 8,000.
Yeah, about 8,000.
And the value also is only 13 rupees.
Yes, $13. Yes.
13 rupees.
Yeah.
But this is 20th May. I'm saying look at 27th of May.
Sure, sir. So if I look further,
Which will be better. Oh, the volume is not there.
yeah, there's less. Same thing we saw for other option as well, for Shopify as well. So
Yeah, because most probably the rollover will be seen.
yes. So this 850 is having 9,700, 800 is having 8,500. So
The 850 call would be better, no? I mean, 850,
Yeah.
850 put
would be better.
would be a
I think.
better thing to buy, because minute you are currently into currently you'll be what in the money.
Yeah. Currently it is.
No, OTM.
No,
Yeah,
currently you're
currently it is OTM. So
OTM.
850
So
will
850 will come at
ATM.
that point. It may become in the money later on.
Yeah.
Currently OTM.
Yes.
it will take some time, but
Yeah, but that is why you are taking May end, no?
yeah.
Either second week, either last week or second last week. So either
Yes.
20th May or 27th of May expiry, and that could give you good wonders.
Yes. So if we just before
And the
spending
price
more-
also is worth it, $13.
Yeah, that's for 800, and for 850 it is close to 22, which should drop
22.
further.
No, but then you take the 800 one or the 850 one, because that's also fine.
Yeah, 850, the super trend is at 1150. So even if we buy at 12, Bollinger Band is at 26.
5. Yeah.
Yeah, so easily buying at 12 and 24 could be the target.
Yeah, very comfortably.
Let's put at 12 as limit, and then we are good to go.
Yes.
Yes, for this week, Tesla.
Keep 12 as the limit to buy and 10 as a stop loss, or 9 as a stop loss.
Okay. Right. And Niranjan, April 20th is the earnings, right? So upon earnings, and this we are doing based on the technicals. We were looking at the,
Of the spot.
yeah. On April 20th, we are currently at, April 20th means coming week.
It's just Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah.
Wednesday.
So before earnings, obviously it will go up because people have very positive expectation, and especially since there was about couple of weeks back around this time, there was news about a record delivery this year. So
Yeah.
you can expect it to go up, but once it goes up, that time buying a put could be very
Better.
profitable.
Yeah,
Sorry?
it will be better because the prices will dip further.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
If the earnings come out good, the prices will dip further. However, if the market reacts adversely to the earnings, it will not be, then you have to buy it immediately at market price.
Yeah. So even I'm expecting that upon earnings release, the price would drop because that has been the trend this year. Upon earnings release, whether it is positive or negative, unless there is split news, the stocks have been going down by a very big percentage margin.
But there is a stock, there is a split coming up, right? They're talking
There's a
about
split at the month in around June.
For Tesla, it's still a rumor, sir. It's not confirmed.
They're not
It's only a
Amazon,
rumor. All right.
yeah, for
I also
Amazon,
believe Tesla is thinking of buying Twitter.
it has bought already, sir. I mean,
Already bought.
Elon Musk has the highest
Then
share.
it will be under constraint of finances.
Yes.
Was it an all cash purchase or was it a?
I thought they
leverage
were.
purchase?
I thought they took the poison pill, isn't it? Twitter. They're probably going to resist it.
Yes.
For Twitter, but then if Twitter is resisting it, Tesla is pumping in the cash, so he'll become cash starved. If he becomes cash starved, the prices will come down. Stock price will come down.
Tesla
That's right.
price.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also because Tesla has considerable amount of Bitcoin as well. So if crypto market goes down, their
Multiple reasons to attack Tesla, no? Multiple counters to attack Tesla from. Bitcoin holding, stock being, cash being pumped into Twitter. So cash is being used up. So automatically Tesla may get hit on operating cash margins.
And then Shanghai plant is closed.
Shanghai plant also closed down. Yes, that another is a major issue. So
So-
all these things will affect the stock price to come down.
That's right. So that's why just before earnings, I am hoping that it could again touch around the Bollinger Band, and after earnings, it could crash down to lower Bollinger Band or even 200 EMA, which would be over
I
5%.
would always suggest be alert on the earnings or around the earnings. Minute you see a spike in the spot price, you go and buy your puts
Yes,
because the puts will fall down.
that's right.
The put will take a dip. You buy your put and then wait for your puts to rise comfortably.
Yes, sir. Right. Okay, awesome. So we will just quickly cover two requests from Sidra. FWBI. First Wave Biopharma. It's a penny stock. However, in terms of trend on the daily chart, it seems to have taken support at the lower Bollinger Band and has started, at least in last two sessions, it has formed green candles, and MACD has started showing decreasing histograms.
But Kamal, MACD will not make a difference because the crossover is far too low.
Yeah, and so these are default. This
No,
default.
even the crossover is happening in the negative side, so it will not be a very good upward tick.
Mhm.
It may give you a small tick, but that will not be much.
Sir, how about entering if it forms a green candle on Monday with a stop at 0.6, less than lower Bollinger Band, because it's in oversold region already.
No, I don't think you're taking a trade for how long?
For about a week or more.
No.
Since
You
Sidra
want
has
to
requested,
you want to buy at what price?
buy at the current price or currently at 0.74. If it goes up above this, high on this was 0.77. So if it is at 0.78, buy at 0.78 with a stop at 0.6 and a target close to $1, 1.1.
Risky.
Yeah, it
Risky.
is.
I don't say it is not possible, but it is risky.
Yeah, because I was looking at this gap. If it
Yeah, but the
closes
gap is there. On how many days? When was the gap created? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
on
6,
31st March.
9, 10. 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
31st March.
Yes. So I mean 31st March was low, and 1st of April the gap down.
That means almost 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
I doubt. I'm having my doubts.
Okay. So then in that case we will not strongly recommend.
I'm very clear it's a risky trade because I don't like the figure of MACD having a crossover at the rock bottom. Had the crossover been closer to the zero line, I would have said jump into it. Means jump full-fledgedly into it. Had the crossover been near the zero line, which is not there. So this could always be a fall signal and again further falling.
Okay.
Though all the other indicators are all on oversold position. But it's a risky trade and it's a penny stock.
Yeah. So I think then what we could say is watch for a couple of days and see if it follows the Nasdaq trend, because it's listed on Nasdaq. If it follows Nasdaq trend, then it would definitely go further down. If it doesn't follow Nasdaq trend, then actually it would be a strength which could take it further up.
Then I agree to you. If it doesn't follow Nasdaq strength, then your target from 0.775 onwards,
At least till
of
mid
a
Bollinger Band.
0.8 onwards, it can go to 8. It can go to 1. From 0.8 to 1, it is possible.
Yeah. And mid Bollinger Band is at 0.96. So even if she closes
So
some
then
position,
0.8 to 1, because of that $1 ruling, it may try to touch and achieve that criteria.
So for this, we would suggest Sidra to watch for a couple of days and then decide to trade. And let's take this as food as the last stock for analysis for today. Okay, so on daily chart, it's a gravestone. Although it had a green small body, but still it's a downtrend. The indicators are clearly downward. Lower Bollinger Band is at 2.3. Currently, it is at 2.7. So wait for it to drop further. As we saw the TSX index as well, we are expecting a bearish trend. So probably sometime towards the end of the week on Thursday or Wednesday, see if it takes support near the lower Bollinger Band and reverses. That time you could enter. So watch for it.
Doesn't look like.
Okay.
It will go down to 2 or 2.1.
Even further. Yes. On weekly chart, it has almost engulfed 2 weeks by 1 week of red candle.
3 weeks of candling is engulfed by 1 week. So 2 is, or 2.05 is almost sure shot.
Yeah, lower Bollinger Band on weekly chart is at 1.97. So if it drops this week, towards the close of the week, it could possibly touch $2, which is highly expected.
Which is a high possibility.
Yes. Okay, so Sidra,
which is a high possibility.
Yeah. So wait for this stock to drop further down. Okay, so I think we have covered most of the requests.
Otherwise, food can also be sold if you want.
But I think, sir, this is on TSX only. So it.
Or the TSX. So then you can't. Then you don't want to sell.
Yeah.
No, then no.
Right. Okay. So with that, we have covered all the requests. Vipul, do you have any questions? Because if you are watching any of the stocks that we discussed, then hopefully we have covered your analysis. Or are you having any specific question on any of the stocks or anything related to analysis? Thank you. Thank you, Niranjan. And I asked Vipul since he had not asked anything. So that was the reason I tried asking Vipul. I just want to quickly touch the last thing, which is, so for those who are already aware, it would be just 30 seconds, which I'm going to take extra. And for those who are not aware, growmoneytrading.com, this is our official website. Please visit the website to see what are our upcoming courses planned. We started the futures and options batch today. This is 6 weekends class. So it would continue up to mid of, or I should say towards the end of May. And we have our trading course as well, which depending upon how many students we get, we will plan. As of now, this is planned after the futures batch. However, if we have more enrolled students from the website, then we can prepone the batch as well. So this course is primarily for those who would like to begin trading in stocks or crypto. or also for those who have traded for few years but are not familiar or don't have the technical analysis and fundamental analysis exposure. This course could be very good to start and getting hands-on experience on the fundamentals and technicals. Our futures and options course, as the name says, it is primarily for little advanced traders who have been trading for quite some time and are aware of few of the basics of options. Even if not aware and would like to start from scratch, this course is for those. So please feel free to go on the website, explore, and let us know if you are interested in any of these. And we would be happy to, actually, for those who are interested in learning features and options, since today was the first class, we could also include you in the current batch if you are interested from the next class. So with that, I have covered what I had in today's agenda. I'll stop sharing. Any last question or comments? Vivek sir, would you like to say anything?
No, just that geopolitical news is coming in thick and fast. It is going to be a dangerous week next week, coming Monday. So all I can say is please trade safely and be very nimble and light in your positions. That's all I can say. And all the best and good luck.
Thank you, sir. That's a great piece of advice for the coming week for everyone. And so with that, I would like to thank everyone for joining and hope you all have a good coming week and see you.